What is PRO Acryl One Step? The best way to say it, it's the answer to the question, what if contrast style paints were done in the PRO Acryl way? And what that really means is, how do we take what everybody knows and loves about PRO Acryl with its consistency, its matte finish, its ease of use, its ability to cover really well, and put that into the world of these speed paint / contrast style usage? Because I've always really recognized and applauded the ability to have paints that allow beginners to feel success earlier, feel confident with their painting earlier. And those style of paints really help with that. If you can take a model and start from a zenithal prime like what we have here with a coat of white over black, so you have some shadow, you have some highlights, really easy and quick to do. And then you can put a single coat of paint over the top of that and feel like you've done a lot more work. That's a feels good moment. That's something that really can make people love the hobby more, even quicker than going through a ton of lessons and a ton of layering and a ton of blending. It does a lot of that for you. The problem has been that those types of paints in the past have not lived up to the Monument Hobbies quality level and how we like our colors to work and interact with other colors. So we really spent a lot of time coming up with a formulation that allows you to mix it with other colors in the PRO Acryl line, mix it with other one-step colors, mix it and play with it how you want, so that it elevates the ability to work with it beyond even the beginner stages. It was very important for me and the team to create a paint that grew with you as your capabilities grew, and that didn't become a paint that you don't use because you've already grown past the beginner stage. So no matter where you enter the hobby, no matter how many models you paint, whether this is your first one or your millionth one, One Step has a place in your workflow. So let's talk about how we use One Step. I'm going to take some of the warm yellow, put it into just a mixing cup. These paints are very easy to either work with on a palette, wet palette, dry palette. I prefer a mixing cup just because I'm going to be able to put a lot of material. I tend to flood the model surface with the paints. So having the ability to have it not dry out on the palette works well for me, but use it how you like. You don't need a very damp brush. I would suggest just enough moisture on the brush to let paint flow. You notice it's not giving off big droplets of water. You don't have to overwet, but you can thin these how you like. I'm going to just use the warm yellow full blast out of the bottle with however much material the brush will hold. And then I'm just going to start ladling it on. As you're used to with these types of paints, you can just make sure you stay within the lines is the only concern here. And just keep your brush moving in a similar direction, making sure you spread the paint out evenly across the surface as you need it. And notice that it gives a very vibrant and intense coverage very, very quickly. One thing to note with any type of filter paint, which is what One Step is, meaning that it is applying a color over a base and allowing the base to show through, that you want to make sure you don't stop in the middle of an area and allow the paint to dry until it's hit an edge. You'll notice I'm working the paint down to the edge of his clothes here, and not leaving it like this. If I were to walk away or stop with this area of paint here in the middle of the cloak, you can wind up with an area where this will cure, and then when you go and put more paint next to it, you'll wind up with a line of demarcation where you can see where your brush stopped. One Step gives you lots of working time, so that's not really a concern. Just don't walk away from the project. Make sure you continue to push the paint around as you want. Don't be shy with the paint. It is a paint that is intended to be applied more like a wash than a normal layer paint. So you're going to put a lot of material on the surface, let that material flow around into the recesses, and you're just kind of guiding it around to make sure you get complete coverage. I'll go back and get more material even though I still have paint on my brush, and just keep kind of flooding the surface. If you notice that you're getting buildup along a bottom edge, you can simply wick it away by tapping your brush on it. It won't tear the paint or move it away from the surface, but it'll allow you to get rid of buildup that would cause spotting. As you can see, you get a very nice, smooth application. There's no clogging, there's no unnecessary dark spots, just a really, really smooth surface. Continue on. You can see how wet I'm painting as it flows up into the recesses there, just like a wash would. But unlike a wash, one step will leave a lot more pigment on every surface it touches. So you can think of these paints as kind of a hybrid between a standard layering paint, which would be a normal paint that you would use, and a wash, and that it flows into the recesses, gives you much more pigmentation in the low spots to achieve that shadow effect and variation and contrast that you want, while also having a very high tint strength so that every surface it touches is turned to the color you're painting. Unlike a wash, where if a wash were to create this kind of intensity on the surface, you would have thought you did something wrong. One step is intended to do exactly this. Turn everything yellow in our case, and do it in one coat. Now you can thin these down if you want less intensity. You thin with just water. You can also use the one-step special sauce medium for thinning if you'd like, but it's not necessary. Simple water on the brush or mixed into the paint in the cup or on the palette works just fine. Really want to emphasize that these paints don't come alive until you really put a lot on the surface and let it flow around naturally. So you notice I haven't done any layering. I'm just smacking paint on. Now you'll notice I have some pigment buildup there in that crevice. Just simply take the brush, wipe it along, and get rid of that buildup. If you need to wipe your brush off so that you have less paint on there, you can just wick it away like that. Boom, gone. Right? Any place where you see that, you can just simply do it. The paints don't get gummy, so they don't stretch and pull in weird ways. I can just take my brush and kind of help that paint move along, wick it away as necessary. Maybe I'm a little bit thick there. Maybe inside these recesses I want it to be a little bit darker, and boom. And it inherits that value sketch that the pre-highlight did, or the zenithal, if you will, put on the model. One step works so well over itself, being able to base with a color and treat it as an underpaint allows me to come back later and maybe do a crimson or a green over this, right? You can imagine this being orc flesh with a yellow undertone, and then you put the dark green over this, and now you get a really, really cool orcish or goblin green skin. That I think is wonderful, and that's another reason why these paints are so powerful and why we took so long to come out with something like this. It needed to work like this. It needed to be able to answer every question and just operate more like a true paint and not as something, specifically special in your arsenal. It's always important for me to make sure that everybody that has PRO Acryl can just reach and grab the color they want and use it the way they want to. So the one-step medium is super important in that. You can take the special sauce and turn any of the colors in your arsenal into one-step colors. There's just so much flexibility to it that I think people will enjoy it no matter where they are in their technique on the model. And at the end, you just have a fantastic coverage of yellow that has adopted all of that value so that the white and the black have done really heavy lifting for us and are so simple. It looks like you've done a whole lot more work than you really have. And pay attention to the smoothness, right? Without any effort at all. I don't have any splotchiness. I just ladle it on. Tons of paint. Make sure that you dab away any excessive buildup, but you can see how even the buildup in the seams is actually having a very, very good effect with just making a richer yellow in the shadows. So we get a very, very smooth with one of the colors that's the hardest to paint with. So I just have shown you how easy it is to do every batch of yellow you'll ever paint with one step. And you can already see the matte finish coming through on the first areas we started with. As they cure, you lose that shine. The only shine we're seeing is from the wet areas right now.